All right, we've all seen it happen. You're driving along the beach, sand looks fine, and all of a sudden, boom, and you're bogged, and you can't get out. Today, we're gonna show you the quickest, fastest, easiest, and simplest way of getting out without breaking your four-wheel drive or denting your pride. Here we go. Okay, so what we're gonna do today, we're gonna show you all the simple tricks. If you're even lightly bogged, or even if you're bogged up to the doors like this one nearly is, we're gonna start off with the simplest way that you can get out, because no one wants to do extra work if they don't have to. And we'll keep going with more extreme recovery methods until we get this 100% out. And a pro tip along the way is we're gonna tell you how you cannot get bogged as easily by doing just some different sand driving. So, step one, here we go. All right, first things first, when you think you're gonna get bogged, stop revving. You don't wanna make it worse. The worst thing to do is panic rev and just dig yourself a deeper grave. I have obviously done this on purpose to get myself bogged here, but it took a fair bit of revving, carrying on to get this bogged. If you get this bogged, you've too much right foot. You don't need to do it. First thing to do is get out of the car and actually look and see how bogged you are. If you're just lightly bogged, it's going to make it a lot easier than you keep revving and digging yourself into something like this, which is going to be a bit trickier to get out. We have beached the diffs. First thing I would say, step one, as soon as you feel yourself getting bogged, stop. Stop revving. Just turn the car off, get out and have a look. So the first thing you want to do, in my opinion, when you're bogged, is let your tires down. And maybe 10 to 12 to 15 PSI, depending on your vehicle. I'm at 20 at the minute, because that's what we went on to yesterday when we got on the beach. But I am going to go down now. I'm going to bring this down to, I might try 15. I can always go lower. I do have an air compressor so I can pump back up again. All right, so that's us down to, I've gone down to 13 PSI. So we'll see what difference that makes. I'll do all the other 3 wheels, then we'll come back to you and see if that's made any difference.
Did he just hit the valve out?
Stop it.
Here's a good thing. So my valves actually popped out.
Yeah, you blew it out.
So that's not ideal. I am going to try and pop it back in again. Lucky, we saved it. So there's a trick, my tip. Make sure your valve's seated before you take the tire pressure gauge off. Lucky. All right, we're probably down to about 8 PSI. I'm going to pump this up a little bit, but I'll go around and do all the other 3 down to 13 PSI.
Did he just say it's probably down to 6 PSI? Isn't the whole point of the gauge so you get the probability out of it?
What, sorry?
The probability. The probability is out of it. You know exactly what it is.
What? Put it in a sentence again.
Using a tyre pressure gauge removes the probability of what pressure your tyre is.
Doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't, does it? No.
All right, so with all the tires down, take the traction control off if you're in a Toyota, or I'm sure other vehicles too, but hold it down till it's all fully off. And then I'm going to go into 4-wheel drive low, and I'm just going to try and crawl out.
Richo, stop, you're panic revving.
Don't panic, Rev.
You're panic revving.
Peanut gallery's over here. So obviously everything's spinning.
You're bogged.
I'm not going anywhere. So letting the tires down in this case hasn't done any good. So we'll go on to step 3. All right, the next thing we want to try and do, we have 2 options here before we want to dig out anything more. We can start digging, but if we don't have to, we don't have to. Before I forget, if you do get out now, do remember to pump your tires back up, because you don't want to risk popping a bead. All right, so I'm in 4-wheel low, I'm in first gear, handbrake's off, I'm in traction control is off, which it is in low ridge anyway, and as we've shown, it's not going to move. Now we can try something else here. We can try reversing out, because obviously the way you come in, the sand is compacted, and see if that's, obviously it's not going to work either. 79s and a lot of other cars, if you have aftermarket lockers too, will work, but this is twin locked, so I got front and rear lockers. So I am punching both lockers on, so let's just see. So you can see the wheels are starting to move now.
Oh, it's making it so much worse.
It's so much worse.
So it might just be a case of rocking back and forward and seeing.
Ooh.
If we can get out this way.
Nah, he's bogged.
This video isn't, are you bogged?
Another way to do it is just I'm out, clutch off, I'm in first gear. I'm just going slowly. I'm just letting the wheels turn. And just turn your front steering wheel too. See if you can get grip on the sidewalls.
Oh, now he's got it
Dude,
all level.
he is proper
None of that
He's
is
down
working.
diff now.
Look at that. That's diff in the sand.
Yeah. It does not matter how much you...
Oh, yeah, that
Alright.
needs some. Nah, that.
So that's not working either.
That's. Oh, dude, that is so bogged.
Yeah, you've done a good
Dude,
job.
that is. Look at your front. Like you are so bogged. Bubble.
You burp weird. Bubble. It's like that
I
Nemo.
remember that.
The Nemo like, in the fish tank scene.
Yeah. My bubbles.
Bubble.
Step 4, this might be by now, is max tracks. So we're going to start digging. If I can get these off. Here we go. So these are the new max tracks light. So these are the smaller ones, only because they fit in there nicely. So I'm just going to, I've got a shovel too. I'm just going to dig these 4 wheels, put these underneath and see what that does.
Are those max tracks for ants?
I have got a couple of helpers, which I'm very thankful for. So once you're dug out, it's time to put the max tracks in. I want to try and have them facing forward, right under the wheel. Same as this one. Get them nice and down, around all 4. With the max tracks in, it's time to try this, see if this will get us out. What do you reckon, fellas? Same as before, traction control off, first gear, low range, both lockers on. Let's just see if we can get out. Good. So there, the max tracks are doing nothing at the minute. Are they catching at all?
No.
No. So the max tracks are useless. So we're on to step 5. All right, so we're getting to the extreme end of stuff now. Nothing's worked so far. We could get in and start digging the diffs out, but honestly, we're that bogged that I don't think even that's gonna make too much difference. So we're gonna, luckily Trent's with us in his car, so he's gonna pull up in front of us. And now we're gonna winch. This will be the last thing we could do. Or a snatch strap. You could use a snatch strap here, but I think a winch in this case will be just as good. Things I note about winch, obviously safety is first, so we will show you all the safety steps that you should go through when you're using a winch. Seen this used when Andy bogged himself up at the glass house. Get our soft shackles out. These soft shackles are a lot safer. So we'll get our soft shackle, undo the clutch in the winch. And we'll use a soft shackle. So if anything happens, these are designed to break first before any of this other stuff. And they're a bit safer. All right, soft shackle is attached. So Trent has actually got a damper. So we put this round, so obviously if the winch breaks, it's gonna land it on the ground. Now, I always thought you should put a winch damper in the middle of the winch rope, but I watched a video a couple of weeks ago, Ronnie Dial actually, and he made a lot of sense. Putting it at this end is gonna be much better. And the reason for that is, let's get it around first. If that winch hook comes off, and this is halfway, it could still snap and go the full length of the winch back into the car and potentially through the window. If it's here, the hook can't go far, it'll just drop straight down, saving any damage. So I like that tip. Keep the damper near the hook, near the heavy bit. So the next thing to do, everybody's clear, make sure everybody's clear, nowhere near the winch. And we're gonna start the car up, use the winch and let it drive us out. All right, we're taking up a bit of slack in the winch. We're in first gear, handbrake off, traction's off. We've still got the lockers on. I'll let the winch help us out. Oh, we'll stall it. Let's try, keep going. And there. Drive through it. And we're out. All right, so that's, if you're really bogged in sand, that's how to get yourself out. Now, obviously, that was made up. We bogged ourselves pretty deep there, and you don't want to get bogged that deep. But if you do, take your time, don't panic. A lot of those steps that we showed you in the way through will work. It just happens we were so bogged on purpose, for the purpose of this video, that we needed to go right to the end. If you didn't have another car to winch off, You might find a tree somewhere. If that doesn't work, you can bury your spare tire and wrap your winch or rope around that. Bury it deep. It's really quite dangerous, but if that's your last option, you could use your spare tire or even a Max Trax dug in at a 45-degree angle and put the winch rope along the bottom of that. There's a lot of digging involved, but it can work. But probably the main thing is you don't want to get bogged. So what I would say to you is let your tire pressures down from the start. Momentum's your friend. Don't be hard on the brakes. Don't be hard on the accelerator. Don't turn corners quickly. Just pretend you're driving on snow that's slippery, and just nice, easy, slow, smooth movements. And you shouldn't get bogged at all if you're careful. And obviously read the sand. If you're in soft stuff, it's going to be way easier to get bogged than if you're down at the bottom of the beach on the harder stuff. Don't drive at high tide, because then you have to drive in the soft stuff. You should know this anyway if you've got a four-wheel drive. But anyway, that's how to get unbogged. So we are in the lovely Morton Island. I think we're just about to get hit by rain. So for that, thank you very much for watching. Please do remember to subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.